Money doesn't just leave you. It leaves because you don't know how to handle it properly. It's not low income or poor fate that keeps you stuck. It's false beliefs, unconscious habits, and a lax financial system. This video won't give you a get-rich-quick trick. It will give you a roadmap. Change your mindset, discipline your actions, build a cash flow system, invest wisely, and create lasting financial freedom. Stop chasing money. Now let money chase you. Start with the only thing you can control, yourself. Money isn't just pure math. It's a reaction. It reflects the way you think, feel, and behave with it every day. If you constantly fear, resent, or complain about money, you are unconsciously pushing it away. Negative thinking doesn't just cause mental stress. It's an invisible toxin that makes every financial opportunity slip through your fingers. When you treat money as the enemy, it behaves exactly that way. It runs, every day, without looking back. Most people aren't broke because they lack money. They are broke because they lack the mindset to receive money. They see money as something not meant for them, as if it's a privilege instead of a result. Sentences like, "I'll never have enough," "People like me don't get rich," or "Even if I make money, I'll lose it anyway," aren't harmless phrases. They're self-destructing oaths sworn to your financial future. To change the flow of money, you must first change the operating system inside your mind. Old mindsets cannot create new outcomes. Start by eliminating toxic beliefs about money. Write them down, face them, then erase them like you're clearing out the mental garbage. Instead, repeat a new truth. Money feels safe with me. Say it loud. Say it clear. Say it like you're signing a new contract with yourself. Because wealth doesn't come to those who just wish for it. It comes to those who are ready. And readiness begins not by chasing outside fixes, but by rebuilding the foundation within. Financial freedom doesn't start with earning more. It starts with how you allocate the money you already have. The 10-20-70 rule isn't flashy or headline-grabbing, but it's the foundation that wealthy people quietly use to build empires. 10% for giving, 20% for saving or investing, and 70% for living. Sounds simple, but it's a deeply strategic move. Because you're not just controlling spending, you are reshaping your entire interaction with money every single day. This isn't budgeting. It's designing a financial future where money grows under your discipline. The 10% you give isn't about being noble. It's about creating flow. Money stagnates when it's hoarded, but multiplies when it circulates. Giving says to the universe, "I have enough to share," and what you believe becomes what you attract. The 20% you save and invest is your freedom fund. It buys your options, your exits, your power to say no to toxic jobs and yes to real opportunities. It's not an afterthought. It's your foundation. You don't invest what's left. You invest first because your future deserves priority, not scraps. The remaining 70% is the real test. Can you build a life you love within healthy boundaries? Can you live intentionally without overspending to impress others? If not, the problem isn't money. It's discipline. The 10-20-70 rule doesn't limit you. It liberates you from the vicious cycle of earn more, spend more, stay stuck. When you live intentionally within smart boundaries, you stop being controlled by money. You start controlling the game. And that's when true freedom begins. Not from outside circumstances, but from within your daily decisions. If you stopped working today, would money still come tomorrow? If the answer is no, that's exactly why money keeps running from you. You've built a system where money only appears when you do. And that system is fragile and exhausting. Smart individuals don't put the entire financial burden on their own shoulders. They create passive income streams, silent flows that keep coming even when they pause. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about mastering the game. When your money works while you rest, you stop surviving and start thriving. Passive income isn't a fantasy. It's the result of small, repeated, strategic actions. A digital product, a content channel, a smart investment, each can bring in earnings while you sleep if built properly. The key isn't doing everything. It's building systems that work for you. When you shift from trading hours for dollars to creating value once and getting paid multiple times, you gain something deeper than wealth. You gain back your time. And that's the true marker of financial independence, the ability to live without chaining every minute to a paycheck. Passive income is financial life insurance. It doesn't require you to be rich to start. It requires you to be consistent, strategic, and patient. These streams don't flood in overnight. They start small, almost invisible, sometimes dismissed by others. But when compounded over time, they create stability no traditional job can match. When you no longer need to fight for survival every day, you finally have space to build, dream, and truly live. Passive income isn't just a tactic, it's a liberation strategy. Consumer debt is a trap disguised as instant gratification. It doesn't make you poor overnight. It slowly bleeds your finances month by month without you realizing it. When you buy now and pay later, you're not owning your life, you're renting it, with compound interest working against you. Small purchases like fancy cars, credit cards, or lavish meals seem harmless, but they trade your future for temporary feelings of wealth. That's why money doesn't stay, because you're paying for illusions that create no real value. You're renting the image of wealth instead of building real wealth. Not all debt is bad. Strategic, investment-based debt is leverage, but emotional debt, debt built from "I deserve this" thinking, is financial poison disguised as empowerment. When you act rich before you are rich, you sabotage your future options. You're not living freely. You're mortgaging your peace and your choices. Don't confuse the ability to make a monthly payment with financial strength. Credit cards aren't evil, but misused, they become a slow leak draining your future. Every loan signed without a plan is an invisible chain added to your freedom. Start breaking free from the debt spiral with one small action. Pay off the smallest debt first, then roll that payment into the next. Every balance erased is a piece of freedom reclaimed. Don't wait until you make more money. Start now, with discipline and a clear plan. Wealth doesn't come from earning more, it comes from keeping what you earn. Every dollar not lost to debt is a step closer to true financial freedom. And freedom doesn't start with income. It starts with how fiercely you defend your future from leaks today. The most dangerous sentence in personal finance is, "People like me can't be wealthy." That's not an observation, that's a curse. When you believe wealth isn't meant for you, you act accordingly. You dodge opportunities, you hesitate at crucial moments, you unconsciously sabotage yourself right before success. Poverty mindset doesn't live in your wallet, it lives in your mirror. And unless you uproot those deep-seated limiting beliefs, no strategy or tactic will save you. Money will mirror your identity. Change who you believe you are, and your financial reality will follow. Wealth isn't built through luck. It's built through belief and aligned action. Phrases like, "I'm not good with money," "I'm not cut out for business," or "I'll always just get by" are not harmless. They are verbal contracts sealing your future into scarcity. You don't need perfection to get rich. You need transformation. From a doubter to a learner, from a fear-driven actor to a strategic mover. True wealth starts when you shift from viewing abundance as external to cultivating it internally. Belief precedes behavior. Always. Start speaking to yourself like someone worthy of financial freedom. Affirm that you are learning, growing, and evolving. You don't need to have all the answers to move forward. When you upgrade your inner dialogue, you naturally upgrade your external decisions. The world reflects the energy you carry. No one is born to stay broke. People simply repeat old scripts they never dared to rewrite. It's time to pick up the pen. Rewrite your financial story, because you were always meant for more than survival. You were built for impact, abundance, and freedom. Life doesn't send warnings before delivering a blow. Accidents, illnesses, layoffs, car breakdowns, they don't ask if you're ready. They just hit. And if you don't have an emergency fund, you won't respond. You'll collapse. Those without preparation don't build. They merely survive. A small emergency fund can be the difference between calm and panic, between dignity and desperation. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Emergency savings are not about fear, they're about freedom. The freedom to breathe, think clearly, and move forward without financial paralysis when life gets messy. You might think, "I can't even cover my basics. How can I save for emergencies?" But the truth is, if you don't have an emergency fund, you are borrowing disaster from your future. Every day without a safety net increases the risk of a complete collapse. It doesn't have to be massive. The first small amount is more critical than the perfect amount. Don't wait until you have enough. Start with what you have. Every dollar saved is a shield reinforced. Every tiny step now prevents a financial landslide later. An emergency fund isn't a symbol of fear. It's a symbol of power. It buys you time when chaos erupts. It protects your dignity when everyone else is scrambling. It allows you to say, "I'm good," when others are desperate. Even $1,000 saved is better than zero and a pile of maxed out credit cards. Build your wall before the storm comes. Wealthy people aren't lucky. They are prepared. Preparation isn't paranoia. It's self-respect. Your future self will thank you for the calm, clarity, and options you create today. The wealthy aren't rich because they work harder. They are rich because their money works harder. Investing is not reserved for financial elites. It's the strategic move of anyone serious about freedom. If you don't plant your money into fertile ground, you're just tossing it between bills and regrets. Money must be planted, not hoarded. If you wait until you have more to invest, you'll be waiting forever. Money doesn't wait for your readiness. It rewards those who move first. Investing is not about timing the perfect moment. It's about starting before you feel fully ready. Investing doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a degree in finance. You need consistent, small actions. Even $20,000 a day, placed into smart systems like index funds, dividend stocks, or digital assets, can grow into significant wealth over time. Investing is not about going big. It's about planting patiently. Every dollar you invest is a worker who doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, and brings friends back to you. But only if you release it with trust. Your job isn't to outsmart the market. It's to outlast your doubts through disciplined action. Don't wait to have more money to start investing. Start investing so you can have more money. People who don't invest remain forever dependent on their time and labor. Investors multiply their ability to create value. The day you wake up and see money growing for you, not because of you, is the day your financial identity shifts. You're no longer trading time for money. You're leveraging assets to create freedom. Investing is not about showing off wealth. It's about building a reality where scarcity no longer controls your choices. Money doesn't hate you. It's just waiting to see if you have a system strong enough to keep it. Successful people don't rely on willpower or motivation. They rely on systems. A system is a set of repeatable, reliable processes that multiply results. You don't need to master everything. You need systems that handle saving, investing, reinvesting, and protecting your assets. When money sees you have a system, it stops running, it stays, and it grows. Money is loyal not to effort, but to structure. Systems are silent magnets pulling abundance towards you. Your financial system can start small. Automate 10% investing, set up weekly savings reminders, manage spending with apps, or build passive income flows. Every tool you set up becomes a guardian keeping money inside your circle. Don't wait until you have a fortune to build a system. Build a system now so when the fortune comes, you won't lose it. A system is not about control. It's about freedom through organization. Money isn't afraid of hard work. It's afraid of chaos. Systems give money a reason to stay and compound. Money is not loyal to big spenders. It's loyal to wise builders. Look at your current financial life. What's still depending on mood or willpower? What hasn't been automated? Begin by simplifying, then standardizing, then multiplying. Systematize savings. Systematize investing. Systematize growth. When your financial world operates smoothly, money no longer flees. It chooses to stay because you no longer just earn it. You manage it with strategic mastery. Wealth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by system, by discipline, and by conscious design. Every major transformation begins with a small decision. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a clear choice. I will no longer repeat the old script. A new mindset must come with new behaviors. Start by rewriting your financial beliefs. Erase "I can't" and replace it with "I am learning." Wealth doesn't require perfection. It demands discipline and courage. When you act according to a new mindset, you step into a new dimension, where money is no longer a stranger but an ally. Identity change comes first. Abundance follows. Discipline is not punishment. It's the highest form of self-love. Discipline means saving when others are spending, investing when no one is watching, choosing long-term freedom over short-term validation. Every act of discipline sends a signal to the universe. I am ready to steward wealth. Those who lack discipline will always chase money. Those with discipline make money chase them. True wealth is built in the silent moments when no one is clapping that and you still choose to do the right thing. Discipline is the invisible force behind every lasting financial breakthrough. Take one simple action today. Open an automatic savings account. Write down 3 new empowering beliefs about money. Cancel that subscription draining your wallet. List every investment you've delayed and set a deadline. Small moves create momentum. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect time. Act while you are still scared. That fear signals growth. Money doesn't come to those who wait in comfort. It comes to those who dare to move in faith. Action is the bridge between belief and manifestation. Start building that bridge now. Financial freedom is not a prize for the lucky. It is the inevitable result for those who build strategy and stay consistent. When you shift your mindset, discipline your finances, build income systems, control spending, invest consistently, and prepare for uncertainty, you don't have to pray for wealth. You start operating as someone who deserves wealth. Money doesn't run to those who plead. It flows toward those who behave like it already belongs with them. And that foundation is laid through small, repeated decisions that shape an entirely new financial reality. You don't have to live to show off wealth. Live to enjoy freedom of choice. True freedom is when you can say no to a toxic job without fear. When you can rest without panic because your systems keep working. When you live without urgency because your foundation is solid. This isn't a fantasy. It's a real state, achieved by simple actions taken with fierce consistency. When you stop trying to look rich and focus on being truly free, your financial life transforms. True wealth is built quietly through systems, not loud displays. Now you know why money kept running and how to make it stay. Not through tricks, through character, not through desperation, through design. You don't have to chase wealth. You must become the kind of person wealth wants to stay with. Freedom doesn't come from running faster. It comes from building stronger foundations. If you're wondering where to start, return to the first step. Change your beliefs and take action. From there, the power of compounding will take care of the rest. Your future is waiting. Build it intentionally. Money doesn't hate you. It's just been waiting for you to become someone it can stay with. When you shift your mindset, rewrite your beliefs, and build habits backed by structure, money stops running. It starts flowing. Financial freedom isn't about luck or income. It's the result of discipline, awareness, and aligned action. Each step you take, investing, saving, building systems, protecting yourself, sends a signal that says, I'm ready. You no longer chase wealth. You attract it by becoming its rightful steward. This isn't about flexing riches, it's about gaining peace, power, and the freedom to choose your path. Start small. Start now. Wealth will follow.